So this story is a real doozy.
You know, these people thought this was their big break.
It was a dream job.
And it turned out to be their worst nightmare. They're flying to Indonesia.
I don't know if we're part of a kidnapping heist.
They're putting their own money on the line.
And that I would never see that money.
How do they pull it off?
Yeah, they're like evil masterminds.
Hollywood con queen was impersonating high-profile women in Hollywood. And then there's this huge twist.
You couldn't make this up.
My name is Carley. I am a freelance travel photographer. The craziest job I've ever had was part of a very elaborate scam. Doesn't get much crazier than that, does it? I received an email from a woman claiming to be Wendy Murdoch, the Chinese-American businesswoman. She was hoping to hire me for a photography project in Jakarta, Indonesia. It was a dream job. My career was really taking off and this opportunity came up. I spent many conversations back and forth with Wendy and her assistant.
Good question. Let me talk to the vendor's managers.
Based on their budget, we had $15,000 for first-class flights for myself and my husband. I normally ask for a 50% deposit of the creative fee up front, and they confirmed that the deposit would be in my bank account on the morning that I landed in Jakarta. And I booked the flight on my credit card under the assumption that I'm going to be reimbursed. Within 72 hours, I'm on a flight to Indonesia. When we land, we greet the driver at arrivals. He's holding a big sign with my name on it, and he's got a big smile on his face. It's probably midnight, so we're tired from this long flight, and the assistant let us know we needed to get a photography permit. Last minute, something came up and we had to bring cash. And we arrive at this very dodgy 24-hour money exchange place in the heart of Jakarta. My husband takes $1,500, which is a lot of money in local currency. Definitely didn't feel comfortable doing it, and exchanges it, comes back out and presents the money to the driver. The driver gives us a photography permit. The driver kind of motions that he needs to check the air pressure on his tires, and he pulls into this gas station. And a motorcycle drives up behind the car, and our driver hands the cash to this guy on a motorcycle. My heart's racing. This can't be how they're doing business. My husband is ready to choke the driver out with the cord of his cell phone charger, and we feel like we're in some sort of James Bond movie. The driver gets back in the car, and I remember pulling up Google Maps to make sure that he followed the route to our hotel. The driver isn't following the Google Map route. I am scared. My adrenaline is racing. We're really starting to get nervous at this point. And eventually we show up to the hotel, and I'm tired, and I'm kind of trying to make an excuse for things going down the way they did. I wake up the next morning, we get into a cab, and we start our day in Chinatown. I'm checking my bank account online to see if the funds had gone through. I had called the bank. They had never received any wire transfer on their end, and I tried to bring it up with the assistant, and there's more excuses. I'm supposed to be on a call with Wendy. Some sort of instinct inside me said, maybe you should record this.
Hello?
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Good. How are you, Carly?
The voice definitely sounded like a woman's voice, but if you're a professional voice artist, I guess it's easy to impersonate.
So that should be in your account by end of business.
Okay, wonderful.
Now, how is your husband doing? Is he helping you out? Don't you think it would be better for both of them to split?
She wants my husband and I to split up and shoot different areas.
Different locations.
Oh, right.
To
capture more content.
In one area.
This was a really odd question. My husband, she knows, is not a photographer. She's hiring me.
I think I'd prefer to stay with him.
You know, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, why is she asking this question? This is really strange.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And Wendy?
This was the last time that I spoke with her. At this point, I still haven't received the deposit of funds. I'm waiting for her assistant to call me, and he's usually really, on time and prompt, and I don't receive a call from him. And I called the number that he'd been communicating with me on, and the number went straight to an automated voicemail saying this number is no longer in service.
The number you have called is not recognized.
I went through everything in my head. My mind was racing. My stomach sunk, and I realized in this moment that this was all a scam. We don't know at this point if the hotel's in on it. I don't know if the driver's in on it. I don't know if they're trying to steal my gear. We're part of a kidnapping heist. I am running through everything in my mind. I'm trying to see how it could have gotten this far without recognizing something wrong. So we change our hotels and get on a flight the next day. We lost around $16,000 to $17,000 in the whole ordeal. When I arrived back in the US, I had the idea that I should share this story.
Hey guys, I was recently victim to a highly elaborate international business scam. I'm pretty shaken up by the whole experience.
Immediately after sharing the Instagram post, I received hundreds of DMs, emails, people telling me they themselves had gone on this trip. I don't know how many people were scammed, but the number that we might have in our mind, I think it's probably far beyond that.
You'll call in the morning, or you'll call his cell phone?
I was a little overwhelmed by how widespread it was. That was pretty shocking. I became this person for everybody to come to. Very shortly after, I received an email from a woman who was working for a private investigation agency. I was able to present her with all of this information that could potentially help them uncover who the scam artist was.
This was the moment everything changed.
Before anyone knew who was pulling off this scam, the media had coined this person the Hollywood con queen. They were very good at impersonating really high-powered female Hollywood producers.
We never guessed what would happen next.
It turned out that who everyone thought was the Hollywood con queen was actually a man. And there was just one man who had been impersonating all of these people.
It's shocking to find out that the woman you thought you were talking to ended up being a man.
Hello?
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Good.
It's wild to listen back to the voice recordings.
No, you're talking about Jakarta, right? You do that yourself in Jakarta.
It's definitely shocking.
He had some sort of fixation with these high-powered women.
The way that he portrayed these very successful women was in these very stereotypical, cliche, outdated ways. They were shrill.
What are you talking about?
They were highly emotional.
You have to come down scared, paranoid.
They were easily angered.
I don't understand.
And that's just not who these women are.
It's the satisfaction of manipulating people, which is so sick, and I'm sure what gave him a lot of pleasure.
Yeah, I'm just glad that he's not able to keep scamming people. I mean, I definitely think he will get what he deserves.
I'm a little disturbed by the series of events. They're just causing more problems for me.